G'day, have I got a story for you? Check the disclaimer. Chocolate biscuits today. I like chocolate biscuits. Season 1, Episode 10. Identical. The mangler is using the telephone. I cannot hear what he is saying from here, but I know what he is thinking. His thoughts are so loud. I scan to see where the 3 scientists from the infirmary are. I hope they are far away. No. All 3 scientists are still here, in the very room where I left them. Ebby and Brutus will be on their way there now. I know this from the mangler's loud thoughts. Why didn't the scientists leave? I connect directly to all their minds. Please, you could leave now. If you don't, 2 men named Ebby and Brutus will come to get you, and you will be detained, and then I'll hurt over and over again until you eventually, you already know the outcome. You have seen what has happened here. You could leave now. Gather your families and take them far away from this place. Please, make sure you all survive. Now, please do it now. Why aren't you leaving? Please. I want you to live. Do you want to live? I can see that Dr. Ivan is trying to think of an excuse to leave the room. Oh, thank you. I say only to his mind. The loo. You could say that you are going to the loo, then quickly go to the loo first, so what you have said is the truth. I sigh with relief as he decides that he will. I like seeing people's thoughts when they choose to live and not die needlessly. I have to keep him safe. I have to make sure no one sees him. But I also need to concentrate on helping these other 2 scientists to choose to live before Ebby and Brutus arrive. Oh, these 2 have no intention of leaving, and both of them are wondering if they should report Dr. Ivan for leaving. However, if they are wrong about him and he returns from the loo, they will be in trouble. And in this place, being in trouble has dire consequences. They both think that they are going to be involved in testing me, since they are the only ones who have already seen a small portion of what I can do. They do not believe there is any danger. I don't understand this. They have witnessed the mangler's intentions play out for so many other scientists. Why do they think that it will not happen to them? I can see that there is probably no point in warning them. I am almost certain that they will not believe me. But every life is precious. Every life is worth the effort. So, I do it anyway. I have got to. I always give every chance possible, even if the possibility of success is slim. I try to convince these men in their thoughts over and over again, and I see the occasional glimmer of hope push up through the depressing mire that they have deposited in and around their minds. Do they realize what they have been doing to themselves, continuously choosing to be preoccupied with evil thoughts over so many years? It is almost like they are entertaining themselves with these thoughts, like it's a game.
I arrived to see that little sweetheart is deep in thought. Did she even notice our minds connecting? Wow, so much has happened, and she is trying to save people. Again.
It is so sad. I can see that the way they have continuously chosen to think and speak, followed by their behaviour, choosing to harm others, to push themselves ahead. How can they have no consideration for anyone else? No empathy? This is so sad. I just want to save these men. If they see that someone is helping them, being kind to them, maybe that would help them see that there is a different way. There is always another choice. I am glad you are here, Ambrielle. Ambrielle, what a beautiful name.
Little sweetheart remembers me. I am so glad. While she is trying to rescue the other 2 scientists from certain death, I will quickly go down the hallway to watch Dr. Ivan. Being unseen has its advantages. I watch Ivan go down the hallway towards the bathroom and notice all the hallway cameras turning away from him on their rotations. Ivan steps through the doorway into the men's bathroom, closes the door, but then immediately opens it and continues down the hall towards the elevators. All the cameras smoothly rotate away from him. It is commonplace to see these scientists in the hallways, so he is ignored by those who are hurrying to their destinations. He is just another lab coat to them. In all these facilities, the camera rotations are programmed. Right now, they are definitely not following the programming. Little sweetheart is diverting them somehow, keeping Ivan safe while trying to help those other 2 scientists. All the cameras in the hall are avoiding Dr. Ivan, but how will she make sure he is not seen on the room cameras as he passes? They point from the back of the rooms towards the doors and look straight into the hall. They are stationary, so she won't be able to adjust their rotation like the others. Ivan continues down the hallway, and I know from Little Sweetheart's connection to my mind that he is not seen by the room cameras. He is walking close enough that they should be recording him through the windows, or viewing panes as they call them. But they are not. Little Sweetheart, how are you doing that? How did you make the stationary cameras just not see him? The men watching the cameras see no one where Ivan should be. In fact, the footage shows he is still in the infirmary with those other 2 scientists. Oh, they are not very receptive.
It's like their minds are so consumed with self-importance and such greed that they will not believe or even listen to anyone trying to help them. They think they do not need help, and my help gets pushed aside as though it is of no value.
This is how they are now. They have thought this way for so long that it is now like a reflex.
This is so sad.
As I make my way back to Little Sweetheart, I see that Ebby and Brutus have arrived at the infirmary. Her continuous efforts to save these scientists have been stifled at every turn, and now it is too late for them, it seems.
I watch Dr. Ivan with my thoughts. I want to help him. Checking what Dr. Ivan's wife and children are like in his memories, I can scan for them now with my mind. Wow. We are so deep underground. I scan the nearby surface where he thinks they are, but while I realize that none of them are there, I notice something interesting. There are 2 women in different houses, not Dr. Ivan's house. Neither of them are his wife, but they look just like her. Where are his family? I want to warn them if I can. Are they too far away? Why am I unable to find them? My search increases on the surface exponentially. maybe I should also check this facility. Oh, she... I think she's here. I found her. She's in this facility. Wow, this is so much bigger than other facilities and goes so deep. There are quite a few women on the next level down who look like Dr. Ivan's wife in his memories. I think I found her. The one who has Dr. Ivan in her memories. What are they doing to her mind? This is similar to what they do to Lola and Fenella, and her mind is in a similar state to theirs, although it does not seem quite so messed up. I think of the desk woman, Stella, and wonder. I must find the children. Oh, they are here on the same level as she is, in the room directly across the hall. That was far easier than I expected. Dr. Ivan's wife and his children are all in mind control rooms. Good. I found them all. No, actually, not good. This is terrible. As I check many scientists' minds simultaneously, I realize that they, many of the people here, know all about Dr. Ivan and his family. They set all this up. His family was organised by them, his maid, who is now his wife, his children. He does not know that they are not biologically his. Those precious children were put in his wife's womb, so he would have the children that they chose for him. Oh, he is not the only one they have done this to. They do this so they can control the scientists if necessary, by threatening their families. They have also found that if the scientists have a surface family, they do not seem to need or want friends. They want to keep the scientists fairly isolated, so their only interest is the work they do here. Such ambivalence. I want to tell Dr. Ivan that I found them. I know where they are. But at the same time, I don't want to be the one who tells him that the people here arranged for them to be his family, and they are all part of the mind control experiments. Oh, the thoughts of the two scientists. They would not listen to me. They both think they are being taken to a different lab, bigger and better, with new mind-altering and monitoring equipment. They think they have skipped a few of the ranks and arrived at the top. They are both looking forward to being hailed as one of the scientists who helped discover, oh, me. Oh, and there is that word again. Oh, now they're entertaining thoughts of hurting me to ensure my allegiance is to them. Allegiance to them? Well, that is never going to happen. They are both thinking of how they will do it when they think no one else is watching. These two men seem to think very much alike. They have the same thought patterns. Has something been done to their minds, or is this natural? It seems natural. Did it become natural over time, so mechanical thoughts were no longer needed and removed? I'm just not sure. Why would people think like this? Oh dear. Both of them are now plotting each other's demise. Why? Why would they do that? I need to do something for them. How can I save them when they keep rejecting my help? Maybe when they realize the truth regarding the predicament they are in, maybe then they will let me help them.
This is ridiculous. When scientists are taken to a new lab, they are collected by other lab assistants or the head of the department. These men are guards. How can you not see that this is exactly what happened to all those you have observed being taken to the slaughter? Transferred staff are always given time to collect their things and shut down the equipment in the previous lab before transferring to another. Now they are told to just get out and come with us? The door is being locked by the guards with their unique security code, which prevents anyone else from entering the lab. They only do this when the lab is logged for reset, a cleanup to eliminate any evidence of its use, removing any indication that predecessors ever existed. Why do you think they do that? Will anyone care if you are gone? Will anyone even remember you? How can you not realize this is so baffling to me? Just pay the slightest bit of attention. They will be preparing the lab for new scientists, new victims to turn into perpetrators.
I know Dr. Ivan is approaching the elevators, and we have a long conversation in his thoughts. This is refreshing, much better than being ignored. This man's mind is very different to the other two scientists, and he seems to be more intuitive as well. I'm surprised how easily I can do this with someone who has no mind ability, as they call it. He does not want to believe me. Doesn't he know that I always tell the truth? He is rethinking his actions, wondering if he should go up to the surface, pretend to look for something in the long black car that is assigned to him, and return to the infirmary, saying that he found his favourite pen, and that it was in the limo. That would be a lie. Why do people lie? I show him in his mind where I found his family in this facility. When he sees the picture of them in his mind, he is suddenly shocked. He is wondering about the row of women who look like his wife. For a moment he is torn. Should he try to rescue them? How? He knows that they are all in the mind control program, which means they have subdermal tracking devices. They would be easily found, no matter where he took them. Watching his thoughts, it's hard. The tracking devices are easy to deal with. I have dealt with them before, I think. So I let him know in his thoughts that I can deal with those. He is wondering, is his wife really one of those women? Does she really love him? Or is it a program? What about his children? Either way, Dr. Ivan loves them. I find it amazing that this is the first time he has even thought about his feelings towards them. He married his maid, Linda, out of convenience, and kept it a secret, thinking that having a family was frowned upon for scientists here at this facility. He has never mentioned his wife or children to anyone here, but has occasionally mentioned his maid when making excuses as to why some of his work that he took home had not been completed on time. The truth, he realizes, is that he loves her, and he loves his children. He turns around and heads for the stairwell because the elevators are monitored. Doesn't he know that the stairs are also monitored? He goes as fast as he can to the rooms he saw his family in his mind, wondering if they really will be there, knowing they will, and that it all makes sense, but still hoping. He is realizing that his family are all he has, and whether they really are here or on the surface, he will not leave them behind. He still considers them his children, even if they are not his biologically. He did actually wonder about that, but he is still hoping they are. He is sure that he can deprogram them, although he is wondering if they will still love him or even like him when he does. He hopes and wishes that he will not find them here. I go in to turn off the tracking devices. Dr. Ivan's wife Linda's. Yeah, both his children. His, oh yes, he has one. Oh, I have one too. Wow, I just discovered, or do I remember, that everyone underground has one. Even the Mangler, although I'm sure he doesn't know. I will turn them all off, all of them, at once. I know I can. I seek them out with my thoughts in this vast underground area and make them all inert, even in the deepest levels. Just like flicking off a switch, they all cease to function at exactly the same moment. Oh, that was surprisingly easy. I made sure that every other subdermal gadget also ceased to function at the same moment, even though some of those tracking devices incorporated other applications and many others had a completely separate use other than tracking. I made every one of them inert. They are all linked to the same mainframe.
I love this. Deactivating everything linked to this particular mainframe will likely result in them spending days, weeks, looking for a fault in the subdermal control computer system, where there has been no fault at all. Then they will have to remove every subdermal implant and spend even more weeks, months, trying to reactivate them, only to discover they require replacement. Hundreds, thousands of subdermal implants needing removal and replacement with new tech that will all have to be individually programmed first. So clever.
Dr. Ivan has found the women who look like his wife Linda, and he is horrified. He was hoping that it was all a lie, a fabrication, and until this moment he had hope. He peers through the glass panel in the door, trying to see past tears forming in his eyes, hoping for something, anything, that looks familiar, so he knows which one is his wife. But to no avail. They all look identical to him. As he turns to wipe his eyes, he looks up and sees his daughter through the viewing pane in the room opposite. He rushes over, blinking, hoping that it is not really her. As he stands with his nose pressed on the viewing pane, he realizes that it is her, and the glass falls up from his hot breath. He moves to a clear part of the pane and also sees his son. He slumps to the floor, sobbing loudly, not caring if anyone hears him. Thank you so much for joining me with a cuppa. I appreciate your company.